morning everyone, and a big warm welcome from me, Carol, here at Oak House Journals, and I wanted to share with you another of the friendship journal pages that I received this year, and this time it's from my lovely friend and dearest friend Leanne Gordon over in Australia. Now, Leanne doesn't have a YouTube channel and she doesn't post on Instagram, but you still may know of Leanne from seeing the comments that she's put to our various videos in our YouTube community. I was hesitating there because I was going to say that Leanne was one of our silent and most avid supporters, but no, not silent, Leanne. Sorry, I can't say that. The whole reason I'm giggling here is because I got to know Leanne this last year, literally through her comments and the banter that went backwards and forwards between the two of us. And she will know exactly what I mean when I say not silent. But Leanne is a massive supporter of all of us here on YouTube. And I, for one, love her friendship and have loved every ounce of support and encouragement that she has given me over the last year or so that I've been on YouTube. So a massive thank you, Leanne, and a massive thank you for this friendship journal page. It is an absolute work of art, everybody. It hasn't and it won't go in my friendship journal just because it is a little bit too big to go in, and to say it's a friendship journal page is a massive understatement, because this is more like a little booklet and it is the most perfect work of art I have seen. A lot of you won't appreciate how special this is, because every ounce of this little friendship journal page has personal meaning to Leanne and I, but I wanted to share it with you to showcase her work, because nobody ever gets to see it. And I have seen some of her work. She has made the most amazing journals and friendship journal pages, etc. And they are just amazing. So I wanted to showcase this and let you see just how lovely it is, just for what it is on its own. But as I say, you won't fully appreciate it all because of the significance and meaning that it has between Leanne and I. But it is a true friendship journal page. So I will take you through this and I will try to explain some of the reasons why this is so precious. As you can see, there's a front flip here that Leanne has done. She's put fussy cut flowers on the front here because we both adore our gardens. There is a plaque here, or a nameplate here, metal one, with the definition of friend in there. Then there is this little fountain. Now, if I turn it sideways, you might be able to see how dimensionalized that is. And it's just gorgeous. I think Leanne said it was made by Prima Marketing, but I'm not sure. And it has this most exquisite little tap on the top. And this has relevance because Leanne knows that I love my water features in the garden, and I wanted one on a wall that I'd built in the garden. So there's nothing, everything you see in this journal has particular relevance and meaning. And then she's put a little tiny chain with the smallest of keys and the smallest of hearts on there. Now, the significance of this is obviously the heart is our friendship, but the key is the key to my craft room, because Leanne and I talk all the time about raiding each other's stashes and going into each other's craft rooms, and that is the key to my craft room there. So going over the page, Leanne has created this lovely pocket. I mean, the papers are just amazing. These are graphic 45 papers, if I remember rightly, Leanne, but correct me in the comments down below, won't you? I know you will do, so that's why I'm giggling again. All the stitching on this work of art is in variegated thread, and it's all hand stitched. Leanne hasn't done that on a sewing machine, which is just incredible. It is immaculately neat. I'm in awe of it still, looking at it again. There's another little flower sticker here, a tiny little belly band here with a little cute note inside that she's created, one of these little envelope style notes, which let me hold up to the camera. So that is lovely, because we talk about we spent hours and hours wasting our time, but it's not wasted because we're journaling, we're sorting, we're happy, so that's all that matters. A glassine envelope, you'll see glassine envelopes throughout because Leanne knows I absolutely adore glassine envelopes. I just love the sound of them. So this journal, it is a journal really. This friendship journal page is just full of glassine envelopes. There's some beautiful floral botanical stickers on there because she knows I love botanical flowers and my garden, and so does she. And then we have talked for many an hour about our heritage, about how so many things in our lives are the same. And we both come from forces backgrounds, the Air Force, hers over in Australia and mine over here with my dad. So this is a little picture of two cute little girls, because we reckon we must be long lost sisters because we have so much in common. And then this beautiful metal embellishment up here with veteran on it, and this lovely lace. And Leanne has gifted me, we send each other goodie boxes, and Leanne in hers has gifted me so much gorgeous lace. It's unbelievable how generous Leanne has been, but oh, her lace is to die for. Oh, sorry, should have flipped it over there. This on the back is a piece of handmade paper because she knows I adore handmade paper, and she's put Kindred Spirit on the back there for us. So no journal would be complete without some lace and some handmade paper and some glassine. So that goes in the pocket. This beautiful fussy cut window up here that she's done with flowers and butterflies. This is dimensionalized, this butterfly. It's a fussy cut butterfly and these flowers here on here. The rest isn't, but just these and that. But just gorgeous. She knows my love for handwriting and my craft room. If I look straight out ahead of me, I look out through a window to my garden, and that's what that is there for. So there is a side pocket at the side with a gorgeous trim of lace down here, which she has tea stained. And then there's this inclusion in it. So I sit and watch the birds through my window and feed those, and a little lace flower. She knows my love of Tim Holt's tiny paper clips, so she's included one of those on. There's a little tiny card here with some flowers as a sticker on them. And these are postcards which relate to our exchange of correspondence and treasures, obviously. So there's an envelope here at the back, and then in this pocket, as you can see behind, if I lift that down, there's a couple of things tucked in there, but she's put special delivery, and there's another tuck spot in there. So in this one, there is obviously some acorns for my lovely oak tree out the front, and the name of my channel, Oak House Journals. And then this lovely, lovely tree house up in an oak tree. And again, I have a huge love of tree houses. And then on the back, this is a die cut and this gorgeous paper, and it's iridescent. And this is from, if I remember right, a gum tree or eucalyptus tree, Leanne. And then again, some information on oak trees, and then this is my handwriting. She's put a little snippet of my handwriting on the bottom there, which I've obviously sent her with one of our parcels or whatever. Ferns, I love ferns, so she's included that on there. And then in the glassine envelope, this apparently is the first letter that I sent to her, and she's included it in here as a little tuck spot. And there's some little pieces in here This one says thank you on the back. And in one of the goodie boxes, I sent Leanne some of these tiny, tiny little jigsaw pieces that I sometimes use in my journals as page dangles. And I sent some to Leanne because she thought they were gorgeous and challenged her to use them. And that's what she did. She's put them on here and showing how the pieces all stick together. So there's 3 tucked together at the top there. And then another plant sticker on the back of that. So let me pop those back in. I just thought this was ingenious as a little tuck spot. And I was so flattered that she'd kept that first envelope. She really doesn't throw anything away, do you, Leanne? She makes me chuckle. So those fit. Just pop those. I don't think that was, no. Oh, yes, it was. That was the tuck spot in there. Sorry, Leanne. So that went in there like so. And then in the back pocket, there is this tag. And we both absolutely love steampunk, and we both absolutely love Graphic 45. And Leanne very kindly bought my Graphic 45 steampunk journal, and a big interactive journal. Oh, way back at the start of our friendship, and so that's what this relates to. So that was to remind me of that. So that goes in that pocket. And then when you flip it over, and when I found this, I was in tucks of laughter. Look what she's included on the other side. There is a little snail for snail mail and a little tiny letterbox with a tiny, tiny little letter on a jump ring. Oh, it was gorgeous. And we were always going on about our post and our mail. It's a standing joke between the two of us that our poor old posties, they must dread it when parcels come from to Leanne from me and vice versa. So in fact, we're on first name terms and stalk our posties because we send so much backwards and forwards. This is some of the gorgeous, gorgeous lace that Leanne has sent me in the past, and you will have seen that I've used it on various projects. I absolutely love this. It's the prettiest and most delicate shade of pink you can imagine. It's absolutely lovely. So I have a side pocket here that she's done a big thumb tuck, I call these, here. And she's done that because we've got this metal clock with a spinner on it. So I think these are Ranger. And this was to represent the time difference between, obviously, Australia and the UK. Because when Leanne is asleep, I'm awake and vice versa. So we have to time the emails that we send so that they arrive at the right time. And inside that is this little card here with our love of morning coffee, because that's what we're doing first thing in the morning when we're reading each other's emails. We're drinking a cup of coffee. She's put a card behind that says inspiration. She says I give her inspiration, but trust me, it's the other way round. She gives me so many good ideas. And then this lovely rose with a bit of, I think this was the French linen thread that I have, I use and have in my Etsy shop. And then on the back, this bingo card that says create. And again, look at how she's fussy cut those flowers. That must have taken you ages, Leanne. Absolutely gorgeous. So that goes in yet another glassine pocket or envelope. These are I mean, we get glassine bags here in the UK, and in Australia they get glassine envelopes. So I understand from Leanne. And trying to get hold of a glassine bag in Australia is like hen's teeth. And I found I cannot get hold of glassine envelopes here. Bags, yep. Envelopes, no. So we do swap those on a regular basis. And Leanne, you must let me know if you need some more glassine bags. I've got some I can send you, darling. The tiniest of little one that she sent me here, with a computer and blah blah blah, because we just, most days we send an email and it's always crafting stuff, always, and then films. A camera here for the videos. I sometimes do videos for Leanne as well. So they belong in, or that belongs in there. And then this is some of the stunning, stunning lace that Leanne has sent me. And again, this is another absolute favourite of mine. But look how well it goes with these leaves down here. It's almost the same shape, really. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And then look again at this stitching. As I said, this is variegated thread. So it's light down here. And then it gets slightly darker. And at the top, it's a lot darker. And then it's coming light again. Beautiful. So anyway, this flips open. There's a snippet down here, or a ruffle rather, a kilt pin because she knows I herald from Scotland. And let me just bring that down again for you. Beautiful, beautiful little vintage charm that she's put on here, and some tatting because she knows I love tatting. And then at the bottom of, I'm going to have to lift it up again. Sorry, everybody. The bottom here, that's falling out, she's put a piece from a necklace. So this is absolutely gorgeous, delicate, delicate. I think these are topaz pieces. I'm not sure what the orange is, but this is like a vintage metal. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see here some of Leanne's hand stitching down the side of the page. There is a paper bag here. And then inside the paper bag, this lovely journaling card. So there's an image of a couple of books and the word love, because we have a love of books. We love Ranger, and we love these slotted dies, slotted pocket die of Tim Holtz. So there's another image here that she sent me of a tree house, and another one on the back there. And then in this glassine bag, there is a playing card. And she's put tiny, tiny little playing cards on there. And that is, she's showing here the Australian version of Snap. Now, we've discovered that we play it slightly different here in the UK. But I fell in love with these tiny little playing cards. So she kindly sent me some for my Alice in Wonderland journal. But I just thought that was so clever. And the reason that it's Snap is because we have so many things in common. And then this gorgeous image on the back, botanical image on the back of an Australian plant or flower. So absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I'm missing anything because I'm going through Leanne. This beautiful piece of linen that she's put up there, frayed linen, and fixed it with a brad. And then over the page, oh, this is so funny. Again, it won't have much significance for you guys, but we howled when we saw this. First of all, there's this amazing little bag in brown paper. Oh, just like a little grocery bag, which is what it's supposed to replicate. But it's so darn cute. Look at that. It's just lovely. And then what she included in here was a list of all the things that we've mentioned and chatted about that we love. And this is like a shopping receipt. But that we just howled when we saw that because it was so funny. The conversations we've had about what chocolates Leanne likes and what I like and what we can get here and what you can't get here and vice versa. It's amazing what you learn when you start chatting with somebody that's in a different country. It really is. Leanne and I were just talking the other day via email, and she was saying that she was going to a spring concert in the evening. And without thinking, I typed back, spring at this time of year, because obviously it's autumnal here. It's autumn. But of course, down under, it just, for that split second that I wrote what I did, it didn't register with me that, of course, everything's back to front. And Leanne is now coming into spring and summer, whereas we're going into, we're in autumn and going into winter. But it is, you just kind of don't register, or I didn't at the time, probably because it was too early morning, didn't register obviously what was happening in terms of our differences in seasons. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'll be here all day at this rate. This beautiful image relates to a fabulous, absolutely fabulous journal that Leanne created called Birdsong. Oh, and she sent me pictures of it, and actually it's not one journal, it's three in the most amazing cover, and the detail in it just absolutely blew my mind. Well, it still does when I think about it. So that's what this image relates to, plus there's some lace here, and we have both swapped vintage temple papers, and I can't remember if this is some, I think this is some that I sent to Leanne. It looks like mine that I sent to her, so she's put a little snippet in there for me. And then, oh yes, his bird song, and then there's obviously some layering that she's done here. But oh my goodness, I so wish that she had the means to do a video of birdsong, because it is just amazing, absolutely amazing. All her attention to detail, and the little bits and bobs that she's put in, and oh, just gorgeous. And then on the back here, a little note, and that is supposed to represent, this is a picture of our posties. How they're laden down when they deliver our mail. And then that tucks behind this little piece of fussy cutting that she's done down here, which is absolutely amazing. And I love the papers. So that folds over, and then it goes over again. And look at this, just beautiful paper. And she's put on a little tiny rub-on bee down there. And then this is a hidden pocket, and she's done a long bookmark with some metal on it, like filigree metal. Just beautiful. And that fits in that little hidden pocket down there. And then look at all these little goodies. Now these are supposed to represent my craft room, because that's the keep out tape. And it's under lock. And then all these lovely little laces, tiny little laces that she's included. There's a tape measure, there's a sewing machine. She's even put in, that's the back of, a bit of one of my business cards. There's some sari silk, tiny little brad there. Not a brad, an eyelet. Then there's one of the Ranger pins with 13 on it. Now 13 has, it's not something that I'm superstitious about. 13 is a lucky number for me in my household. Some tiny little flowers, some more of the temple paper, and this beautiful trim that I fell in love with, and that you've seen me use on the little dangles. Well, yep, came from Leanne. And then these tiny little Ziploc bags with a pin, and she sent me a load of these, and we send these backwards and forwards in our goodie boxes to each other, because our challenge is to fill them and put bits and bobs in them. And recently I made some dangles with tiny little buttons, and those little buttons came in one of these bags from Leanne, and you can just see 3 of them up there on that bulb pin. And then there is scissors on a chain and glasses, because A, I can never find my scissors, and B, well, I need my glasses. So let me just straighten my mat up, because it's going walkabouts. Here, across the bottom, I think you can probably just make out a die cut. It's the Tim Holtz honeycomb die cut, and she's put that in with some little straw trapped behind it to represent chicken wire, because I have 6 pet bantams that roam around my garden, and she's done a little card inside this glassine envelope, and some little chicks, because we do raise chicks every now and then, depends on how broody our girls go. So there's a hen on the back there, and then going inside, I can open this one. There we go, that's the card in more detail, showing chickens in a garden. And then Cobb & Co, this is somewhere where Leanne went recently on holiday with her family in Australia. and she sent me details of it and some pictures. Oh, it looks lovely, everybody. One of the places on our to-do list for when we get together and we go travelling, because that's one of the things we promised ourselves that we would do at some time in the future. Leanne would come here and I would go there, and we would have a bit of a road trip. Dream garden, because Leanne, this is a I think it's Prima, is it? Prima Marketing, little plastic plate. Leanne likes my garden because it's here in the UK. Obviously, we're slightly more greener and lusher than where Leanne is in Australia. And ducks. Maggie likes ducks. My Maggie loves ducks. So another little envelope here with a ball pin and a charm with the words "thank you," and then this beautiful slide, vintage slide of some plants in there, some lovely flowers. That was a bouquet that got sent to Leanne, and she took a little picture of it and put it inside that slide for me to show me what her flowers looked like when they arrived. And then another glassine envelope with a sticker on here, and then inside this one, see, there's oodles in this. There's obviously more flowers, and this is a postage stamp from Australia with a hare and a tortoise on. And Leanne and I are making, in the new year, we are going to be making bunny and hare journals. So we're going to sit down, and Leanne's going to make one and I'm going to make one. And then on the back she's put two peas in a pod. So we're going to have a go at making a joint themed journal make in the new year. We've promised ourselves we would do that. So it'd be interesting to see, using the same bits and bobs, what these journals are like. So I'm not sure whether or not I'll be doing a video of that, because Leanne won't be able to do a video of hers. So I don't know whether I'll be doing a video of mine in the new year, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. And then this one, this is a sheet for wine labels, wine records book, and that is a joke between us because Leanne knows how much my Maggie loves her wine, and we are very partial to Aussie and New Zealand wines, particularly Marlborough wines. So that's why she's popped that in there. And then finally, let me just give you a close-up of that lovely image. How gorgeous is that? And these, at the end of, this is a little hidden pocket again, and at the end of the slits, Leanne puts these tiny miniature brads in just to reinforce the end of the pockets, which I think is a really good idea. Brilliant idea, in fact. And then going over to the back, again, look, this lovely paper. She's trimmed it with some more lace. And then she did put in a little note for me, and I'll explain that in a minute. So there's a kookaburra on there in that pocket, and a globe, not a globe, a compass. And obviously a little sticker down there saying the world. And this is because we've talked about going from Australia through to the UK. So you can see that she's married the two up so close together to prove that it is only a hop, skip and a jump if we ever get to do our travelling and meet up. And then in the back pocket, she's put in a postcard, showing me whereabouts in Australia she is. And I had no idea I did know how big Australia was, but when I saw this postcard, it really brought it home to me just how massive Australia is, that you can fit all these countries and the UK all in Australia and still have room to spare. It's just mind-blowing, it really is. And I complain about travelling 5 hours from where I live, which is about here in the UK on the west coast, down south. And look at the distance from above Brisbane down to Melbourne or Canberra. I mean, crikey, that's days. I think Leanne told me it's something like 2 days to get from where she is down to Canberra. Just crazy distances. So obviously I will need a lot of money for when and if I ever get to fulfill that one on my bucket list. Now, the reason that note is there, and there is significance to that Kookaburra image as well that's on this card, or there's a story behind that, but I'm taking too long. The reason that note is in here is because something should have fitted in here, but it would have made the whole thing way too big. And the first thing that Leanne says on that note is rookie mistake. I mean, can you believe it when you see that absolutely lovely piece of work? And what should have gone in there is this, which is an Australian passport that she made for me. So there's lace down the side. There's 2 gorgeous charms, one of a suitcase and one of a money tree, because we've laughed about how much money we're going to need for when she comes over here and we tour the UK, and similarly when I go over to Australia. And then what she's done, this was so funny. She's made me a list of all the things I need to do. So that's my to-do list, because she knows I'm a big fan of to-do lists. And then it says travel journal at the side. So I've got some papers for doing making notes. Then she's put in some little tiny postcards up here for me. I've got my visa stamp. There we go. We're going to visit London so that she can see all our places down there. She can go on the London Underground. I mean, we won't be long down there because there's so many other lovely places in the UK that I want to show her that are quintessential. This was a clipping of Windsor Castle, and then if you look here, she's put accommodation with an arrow, so she's staying in Windsor Castle. So I've got to organise that. That'll be a challenge, but see what I can do. So this is a map that she's included for our road trip that we're going to take. This is the little van we're going to hire. And then we've got a list here for the expenses, and of course a little sticker. This is for all the light bulb moments we have when we're travelling around and we see various places that we're going to go to. I think that's what that was for, Leanne. Can't remember now. Oh, another postcard. So I've got plenty of those. That was for menus. We're going to go to Rome because obviously we're not going just to the UK, or Leanne's not coming just to the UK. We're going to go around Europe as well, because we're going to go and collect. We're going to Italy. We've talked about that because we want to go to all the places that Rachel, Roxy Creations, goes to get all her lovely fabrics and papers. We're also going to France, to the antique markets there. So what else have we got in here? I mean, look, she's even hand-stitched this. Beautiful. There's a little rose Lomo card. I sent Leanne some of these from my stash, many moons ago. There's some luggage labels made out to myself, Maggie and her. And she's also provided me with some money. That's very generous, Leanne. That was lovely. And what else have we got? Yeah, we've got a playing card so that we can... and it says the 3 of us there. And then map of Australia. And obviously we're going to be taking films and cameras with us. And then obviously you know what these relate to. Got lost in Australia. And then this one, we were talking about, we get bitten to death in our garden because of the stream that we've got by midges. And obviously our conversation got round to that's nothing to the bugs and beasties that they have in Australia. So that is for me to take with me. And when I turn over the page, that's what I've got to guard against the redback spiders that are there. And then in the back pocket here, there is a eucalyptus leaf, and then on the back a rub-on that says beautiful world. So, I was just blown away with every little detail in here relates to either conversations or jokes or stories that we've told each other over the year. And do you know, that is what is so lovely about our journaling community, that we have all made such amazing friends and friendships. And I, for one, am truly blessed, Leanne, to have you as one of my friends, and for this most amazing friendship journal page. You know how much this meant to me when it first arrived. It still means the world to me now. And everybody, I know that you won't have really appreciated half of all the items in here. I have tried to run through very quickly with you. Quickly, she says, half an hour later. Quickly, what some of them meant, but there are other ones in here that obviously I couldn't share with you. But thank you so much, everybody, for letting me share this beautiful piece of work with you. And Leanne, God bless you, darling. Thank you so much for this, and take care. Bye bye.